Hey guys, Redneck Mini 14 here. In the recent weeks, the government has granted us yet another stimulus check, this one only being $600, and a lot of people out there who are out of work or down on their luck are probably going to use their stimulus checks for more important and essential things like rent, bills, food, things like that. Me being an essential worker, I've always had a steady paycheck through this whole pandemic, so another gun it was for me. So what I got was a Ruger Vaquero. I have had a recent interest in cowboy action. I've always liked cowboy guns in general, like single action army style revolvers and lever action rifles and double barrel shotguns, or like trench guns and things like that. So I've always really been into those kind of guns, and cowboy action just seems like a really fun kind of shooting competition. And so I just thought, that'd be something that'd be cool for me and or my girlfriend to do at some point in time in the future, when ammo and reloading components and things like that are more readily available. But until then, I can try to acquire all the necessary guns. So the first one I got was this Ruger Vaquero in .45 Colt. The shop that I got this from actually had two, and they had layaway plans, and I was going to try and get both of them, but sadly one of them had already sold before I could snag it. So I ended up with one, and it's a used one. Newer ones typically come with wood grips. These are the older ones with the crappy plastic grips, but I do have some nice wood grips on back order, 2 sets. So whenever I get another one, I will get I'll have 2 sets of wood grips for both guns. So like I said, .45 Colt. This is the version with the longer barrel, so if this is 5.5 inches. There is one that's like a 4 3/4 inch barrel, basically where the barrel ends at the end of the ejection rod. But just your typical Ruger Vaquero. This is a new Vaquero, so this one's more the size of a Colt. And it's very similar to my Taurus Gaucho. I'll probably do a video comparing the two. This one is like twice the cost of the Gaucho. So the Gaucho was like $300 to $400. This was $700. So quite a bit more expensive, but in my opinion, it is definitely a better quality gun. Single action, of course. With a Ruger, you just open the loading gate, and then you can turn the cylinder. There is no half cock on these guns. It's just either all the way down or all the way back. There is one click in there, just like with a Ruger Blackhawk, but it doesn't, it doesn't lock the hammer. So that's just the Ruger mechanism. It's much different than a Colt or your Colt clones. Does have a transfer bar safety right there, which is very common on new revolvers, whether they're Rugers or not, but all Ruger revolvers nowadays have a transfer bar safety. Has your ejector rod here, and you just kick out the spent casings like that. Just has your basic trench and blade sight. Probably won't even focus, but you get the idea. It's basically Ruger's version of a single action army, and in my opinion, it's a better gun. Now, not necessarily better in terms of fit and finish, but better in terms of the actual mechanism. I think this is a stronger mechanism, and the older Vaqueros had a much beefier frame, lot like a Blackhawk. So that's my new used Ruger Vaquero. I dated this one at like 2010, so it's like 10, 11 years old at this point. And it came with the original box, came with all the original paperwork, and this is like my receipt. Even came with a little spent shell for the test fire. And, all of your, I got these little keys, which is like for an internal locking mechanism, I think. I'm not too familiar with the actual inners of these guns and the locking mechanisms and things like that. Nobody ever talks about them. And it came with the original Ruger padlock, which nowadays they just come with the cable locks. Most of them do. So the fact that this one came with an actual padlock is pretty cool, because these are pretty good locks and you can use them for anything, really. I have several of them and they come in different sizes depending on the gun. So that is my Ruger Vaquero. If I ever get any more ammo, in like 5 years or whenever ammo is going to be more available, I will do some shooting videos with this. And again, I plan on getting another Vaquero at some point to have a pair. And I have a Henry on layaway, so that will go nicely with my Cowboy Action set of guns. And then I just need to get myself a good double barrel shotgun, or like a Winchester 1897 or an 1897 clone or something like that. And I will have a complete set of Cowboy Action guns. And then I'll just need to get like holsters and all the leather, and I have all the I have most of the appropriate attire for the sport. And if I decide I don't even want to do an actual competition, I can always just do it by myself on my own range. So that's always an option as well. So anyway, subscribe to my channel, like me on Facebook. I'm Redneck Mini 14, and until next time, be safe,